Hey everyone, it's Mike from Rogala Photography here. Today we are going to do luminosity masks in Lightroom Classic. Now, normally, if you wanted to do a luminosity mask, you would take your photo into Photoshop. Photoshop is definitely much more powerful when it comes to doing luminosity masks than Lightroom. However, you could do a pretty thorough job, especially at least for the basics, in Lightroom Classic here. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to use luminosity mask in Lightroom Classic. And first though, what is luminosity? Luminosity refers to the brightness or lightness of an image. It's how much light is present in a particular area of your photo. It's a combination of highlights, shadows, and whites and blacks. Luminosity masks allow us to make adjustments based on these levels, and it helps to create more targeted edits. Here we are in Lightroom Classic. I got my photo. You could see it's a very high dynamic range photo. We got some very bright brights right here, and then you can see the shadows all over here along the grass and stuff like that. What we're going to do is you're going to come on over to your masks. Your masks are right over here. Click on that. And then when you first open this, it's going to be over here on the side. But after you do your first mask, it'll open up a little differently, and I'll show you that in a minute. But we're going to go to range. Okay, range. Click the range, and now you got a choice, color range or luminance range. Okay, we're going to do the luminance range. So we click that. Now you can see here that the next time you want a mask, you would click the plus button up here. What we want to do, you could see when I move my cursor over to the photo, the cursor changes to an eyedropper. So I would pick an area that I want to target. So let's just say I want to target the shadows in this one. So let's just pick that. Boom. And you can see everywhere that is red is the part that's going to be affected. However, if you want this to look and feel more like a luminosity mask, you're going to come on over here to these three dots, and then you want to click white on black. Now, if you were in Photoshop, this is how a luminosity mask would look. Now, keep in mind that anything in white is what's going to be affected by whatever adjustments you do. And anything in black is not going to be touched. So if I come on over here and I do my exposure, you can see how my shadows completely freak out because I went too much. But you can see that it only adjusted the shadow areas. And now if I want to, I could come on over here and I can move these sliders around and I can affect more of the area. You can see how more white's popping up on the mask. Okay, if I can go this way, and I can do that. Now I can also feather it more, where it's going to affect more of the area, but it's going to be more of a gradual effect here. So I can bring this back down, or I can bring it up here, and it won't be as abrupt of a change when whatever you do here. So in this case, we're going to be affecting the brightness and the darks of your photo. That is the way you would use your luminous range mask in Lightroom. However, we want to do a luminosity mask. So let me reset this here. Let me go back here. Now, we're still going to come back, go to range, and then we're going to click on luminance range. But what you can do here is you could take the slider here, this right here up on the top, and bring it all the way to the other side. Oh, hang on, I didn't grab it there. There we go. I bring it all the way over. And then what I want to do is bring the feathering all the way out here. And I'm just going to bring it to wherever I want to adjust. So now in this particular case right here, I really only want to adjust mostly the sky. So I am going to do this maybe right about there. And now, again, wherever is white is what's going to be affected. So now I can come on over and I can bring my exposure down a little bit. Oops. Bring it down. And you can see it affected here a little bit because I did leave a little bit in the feather. And then let's see, what else do I want to do? Oh, let me see. Maybe I want to add a little bit more blue in the sky, just in the top right there. Not too much. Let me see. Whites. Do I want to affect the whites here? Yeah, we do that a little bit. However, we're going to bring the highlights down so we can see that sun star right there. Saturation. We want to bring the saturation up a little bit. And let me see. We want to, since this is a sky, I want to bring the texture down a little bit here. And I want to bring down the clarity a little bit. And then I want to actually add some haze to the sky a little bit because, again, it is a sunset. And sunsets can tend to be a little bit on the hazy side, especially when you're looking right at them. And then right there, you edited the sky. But let's just say we want to do another one for the shadows. Well, we come on over here, hit the plus sign, click luminance range. But now this time we're going to take the slider on this side, not these ones down here now. Okay. Hopefully nobody got confused the first time I did it. We're not doing these down here. We use those for the feather. So we're going to come over here to this one, and then we're going to bring that all the way over to this side. And then we bring this feather, this one I should say right here, and we're going to feather this out. Now, again, we only want to affect the shadows. So let's come on over there. Maybe the right, let's feather it out a little bit more. Right about there. So now we can come on in and let's see, I'll take my shadow slider. And again, I don't want to go too much. I want to keep some of those shadows in there because I really like them in there. Now, if I take the exposure in your shadows, you can see this is a dark photo. You can see it kind of gets a little wonky on the shadow. So I really don't want to expose that too much. All right. But what I may want to do is add some cooling effect into the shadows to kind of cool them off a bit. Let me see. Maybe can we try to add some whites in there? That's really not going to do much. So again, it's a little difficult to do the shadows, especially when they're as dark as this. But again, you can play around if you want to. I can bring this more into the mid ranges too. So I could do a third one, and we can do luminance range. And now what I could do, I could do the wrong one there. Bring this over to the middle that way. And then bring this slider, yeah, there we go. All the way over a little bit there. There we go. I did this one too much here. Wasn't supposed to do that yet. Okay, so move that over so I'm in the mid ranges there. And then I can adjust my slider here for the feathering. And then we can feather it this way a little bit. So now we're affecting more of the mid ranges here. This way like this. Then we'll bring this feathering back down a little bit here. Like that. And then now what I could do is if I want to add a little bit of warmth, you can see that it's a little too much. Obviously, this photo is already warm. But maybe I can add some whites, kind of brighten it up a little bit. You can see how all right in here, it got really nice and bright. And, pretty much, I mean, I can maybe increase the highlights a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then do I want to increase my blacks? Yes, maybe increase my blacks a little bit. And then down here, we could come on over and add some texture and a little bit of clarity. And we're good to go. As you can see, using a luminosity mask allows you to make very powerful adjustments based on the brightness of your image. Also just giving you more control over the final look. So whether you are enhancing the highlights or bringing out detail in the shadows, this tool can really help you achieve the effect that you're really going for. So now that's just a basic introduction to using luminosity masks in Lightroom Classic 2024. Now, if you want a tutorial on how to use luminosity masks in Photoshop, please leave a comment below in the description area. With a little practice, you'll be able to use this tool to make your editing take your editing to the next level. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. It really, really does help. And also, if you want to find out when my next video is coming out, just ring that bell. You'll get notified. No, you won't get like emails and stuff like that. You'll just get a little red dot on the bell over here in YouTube. So until next time, take care, everyone.